Hi, Rupert. My name's Hogan.
Hi, Hogan.
I'd like your help interpreting a infrequent but recurring experience I've had in my life for a long time with music. I'm not a musician, but I enjoy music, especially being in the presence of live, improvised music. There are times it's unusual, but it's happening quite a bit in my life, where my experience of the music, it's all lovely, it's beautiful, and I'm connecting with it, and then something seems to shift, and it feels to me and others whom I'm close with who also enjoy this type of experience. The best way to describe it is as though it's hooking up with source. Now that's probably not the right language, but that's the language that I've used to describe it. In that moment, it goes from, for me, from a good time and enjoying music, to what is honestly the most profound experience of bliss I have ever been even near. And it feels almost painful, like it feels like being obliterated is actually how I would describe it, but utterly blissful. Your descriptions of love and beauty as the dissolving of the self and other really resonated with me. Thank you for that. It also raised some questions about these experiences. I'm trying to honor them. I feel like I'm being shown something that it would be wise of me to learn from. So a few questions arise for me about these experiences. One, I'm a little confused about what feels almost like degrees of beauty. Why don't I feel that when looking at this chair? Because if it's all consciousness seeing itself and recognizing itself, why don't I feel that? And what is changing actually in the music there? And I'm not the only one that it reports. There seems to be some actual shift, and it's momentary. It might last, 10 seconds, a few minutes. My question is, what is occurring in that? Are there degrees of beauty? Like, why do we experience it more in those situations? And then the other question is, how can I learn from this and bring that experience out into more of my life?
So in response to your first question, are there degrees of beauty? No. Beauty is the revelation of the absolute in the presence of objective experience. It is the intervention of truth or reality or God, whatever word you want to use, in the normal dualistic subject-object way that we experience the world. But there are and some objects have the power to bring about that dissolution of the subject-object relationship. And that's what these are a true work of art. It has that power. So you felt it with this music because there was something about the music that had the power to dissolve the subject-object relationship in you. And in fact, you described it as an annihilation of yourself. It's exactly what it was. The annihilation of yourself, or rather the annihilation of your apparent self, the self that up until that moment you believed and felt yourself to be. That is a separate, temporary, finite consciousness, separate from all objects and others, and in this case the music. Something about the music captured your attention, and as you listened to it, the separate subject of experience dissolved, leaving the music. But once the separate subject of experience has dissolved, the object is no longer an object. You cannot have an object without a subject. You can't have one side of a coin. So the music also ceases then to be objective. It stands at that moment as a revelation of truth, as the Sufis say, as the face of God. It's neither, you are not a subject and it is not an object, but it is still in the presence of objective experience. You're still experiencing the music, but it is no longer music. In order to call it music, you have to stand back, separate yourself from it as an apparently separate subject of experience, and then say that I'm listening to music and it's good or it's bad, I like it or I don't. But in the absence of a subject, none of that takes place. There is just, well, actually you can't name it. Because in order to name anything, we need to stand apart from it as a separate subject of experience. So you are experiencing naked reality. That's what the experience of beauty is, the revelation of reality, the intervention of reality through the obscuring layers of the subject-object relationship. So no, there are no degrees of beauty, but there are degrees in the capacity of objects to affect this experience. Why doesn't the chair do it for you? Because you neither find the chair particularly beautiful or particularly ugly. You are neither attracted to it nor repulsed from it. It has no emotional power over you at all. So the subject-object remains completely in place. I see the chair. There's nothing about the chair that challenges your way of experiencing it. So it has no power to take you to reality. In fact, as soon as we describe it as a chair, it tends to reinforce the old dualistic way of perceiving. But some objects, some people, some experiences have this power to dissolve the subject-object relationship, and those we call beautiful. That's why we like walking in nature. It's not really walking in nature that we like. It is being taken to our true nature that we love. And that nature has this power because there is no ego, no sense of separation present in nature. So nature has this dissolving power for many people, actually for most people.